It's one of the longest unsolved crime investigations in Lubbock history. I'm Marcos Ortiz, with why it's so personal for the man who took on the case since the day it happened. Some people in West Texas are stranded in a desert, but it's not the type of desert you're thinking of. I'm Marcos Ortiz, with how the lack of access to fresh and healthy food is affecting specific areas in our region. La falta de seguro médico ha causado un obstáculo para un inmigrante de nuestra comunidad, quien se encuentra luchando por su vida. Esta noche a las 10 diré cómo usted lo puede ayudar. Revelan la realidad de la situación migratoria a través de manifestaciones artísticas. Leeré cómo una exhibición en Texas Tech busca sacar a luz lo que es vivir en un centro de detención. Uncertainty looms for a father and son here in the U.S. after being reunited. I'm Marcos Ortiz with what the future holds for these two Guatemalan migrants. Victims are losing thousands of dollars to scammers on a weekly basis. I'm Marcos Ortiz with the techniques that they're using and how you can protect your money. Causing an unexpected inconvenience. I'm Marcos Ortiz with how subcontractors are damaging public and private property and what the city's doing to resolve these issues. Un destino ideal, así es como ven muchos inmigrantes a nuestro estado de Texas, y un nuevo estudio realizado por el Banco de Reserva Federal de Dallas lo confirma. Un centro llamativo representa una ciudad y una comunidad próspera. Le diré qué cambios se anticipan para el centro de Lubbock. A man loses his wife shortly after almost losing his grandson and daughter. I'm Marcos Ortiz with how a widower is coping with this heartbreak.
You are watching Fox 34 News at 9 in high definition.
No, it's been 13 good long years that we've had together. Feels good. We finally made it. We've been trying to do this for the longest.
Joe Angel Vela married the love of his life a month ago Monday. It was a special ceremony at Covenant Medical Center.
When she was able to talk to me, she said, I want to marry you before you go, before anything happens, before I go.
Elizabeth had been battling an intestine sickness over the last year.
The infection went inside her bloodstream.
The couple lived a perfectly normal life before finding out about the illness.
She was happy. She played with her grandkids. We did everything together.
They'd been together more than 13 years and have one daughter. Joe Angel had been married previously and has 5 other children.
She showed a bunch of love like if they were hers. She raised them like if they were hers. She loved them.
Elizabeth's condition worsened. She was in and out of the hospital and had been on life support. Her doctors were constantly preparing the family for the worst.
He would tell me a lot. He would tell me it's time to let go. But I wouldn't, because
Joe Angel was visiting his wife at the hospital when someone shot through his house, critically wounding his daughter and injuring his grandson.
They were in the living room seeing movies as a family, and you know, they thought it was fireworks. And finally they just saw the bullets flying through.
7 of his family members were home at the time.
I got a phone call from my son-in-law saying that my daughter got shot. So I left from the hospital real quick and came straight to my house.
During the shooting, his daughter used her body as a shield to protect the infant.
After everything stopped, she walked, and then that's when my son-in-law knew that she had gotten hit.
His grandson was only grazed and was soon released.
They did whatever they had to do to his little arm, and my daughter is still in the ICU. But she's doing good, thank God. They took out the life support, and she's doing good.
Vela says he's trying to be strong for his family.
Just try to comfort my daughter, because she's scared. She's real scared now.
Lubbock police haven't identified any suspects in the attack on Vela's home.
So I just want them to get caught. That's it. That's all I want.
Elizabeth, Joe Angel's wife, died Monday on their 1-month anniversary.
You know, at first we beat it. She came out of it. But the sickness just got worse.
Joe Angel's family has created a GoFundMe page and are selling lunch plates to help raise funds for medical and funeral expenses. We have the details on the Fox 34 News app. With photojournalist Jason Perez, Marcos Ortiz, Fox 34 News at 9. La pobreza, el crimen organizado, la violencia y la falta de necesidades básicas suelen ser la razón por las cuales muchos inmigrantes huyen de sus países de origen.
La pobreza, primero uno que es la pobreza, va. No hay tanto, no hay como poco trabajo, va. Siempre así por temporada, no hay así permanente, a veces un día, 2 días así. Y otra de las cosas, en Guatemala hay muchas pandillas.
Arriesgando su vida, Ernesto López Ramírez, originario de Guatemala, decidió cruzar la frontera sur de los Estados Unidos con el fin de lograr el sueño americano, viajando con uno de sus hijos y dejando atrás el resto de su familia.
Él es el primer hijo y luego siguen los demás. Tengo 4 hijos, o sea, 4 solos por todos. Ajá. 2 varones y 2 hembras.
Ernesto y su hijo emprendieron su camino desde Guatemala hacia los Estados Unidos el 29 de junio. Sin embargo, su camino terminó cuando menos lo esperaban.
Nosotros veníamos caminando, pasamos al río, veníamos caminando, ya estando ya dentro de los Estados Unidos, la migración de los Estados Unidos nos agarró.
Ernesto y su hijo de 15 años de edad fueron separados al momento de ser detenidos.
Tenía un poco de preocupación, no sé, pensando, yo mi persona pensaba qué va a pasar.
En comparación a otros casos, ambos fueron llevados al mismo centro de detención en la ciudad de McAllen, Texas.
No duramos tanto, duramos como 4 días. 4 días separados, yo aparte y él aparte.
Ernesto dice que sintió un poco de alivio al saber que su hijo estaba cerca de él y no había sido trasladado a otro lugar.
Pero gracias a Dios siempre nos daba el tiempo ahí de cada día de dialogar con ellos, nos ponían juntos y ahí platicábamos un momento, como 20 minutos nomás, y luego cada quien con su celda.
Después de ser detenidos por varias semanas, ambos fueron liberados. Ahora los dos viven un futuro incierto.
Me dieron permiso por estar aquí. Bueno, solo me dieron permiso de estar aquí, pero lo que no hay permiso es trabajo. Entonces, como le dije anteriormente, nosotros andamos buscando una vida donde también Dios nos puede dar una oportunidad.
El gobierno le otorgó a Ernesto y a su hijo un permiso especial por un tiempo aún no determinado. Cuando hablé con ellos, ambos se dirigían hacia Carolina del Norte para reunirse con un familiar. Sin embargo, durante su estancia en este país, los dos tendrán que asistir a una serie de audiencias y citas con un juez de migración para determinar su futuro en los Estados Unidos. Marcos Ortiz, Telemundo.
So we go on. Nothing's going to be different, the same anymore.
Albert Guerra says he will always remember his son as a cheerful person and a loving father to his grandchildren.
His only bad thing was when he get on drugs. We just couldn't get him off. We tried numerous times I called to try to get him help, but I couldn't get him help. It had to be him, that's what. And he'd tell me, when I talked to him about it, he'd tell me, I don't have a problem, Dad. I'm going to get past this.
Friday morning was troubling. Albert Jr. started acting out. His mother eventually called EMS for medical assistance.
And then the police showed up later. The ambulance people tried to get him outside, he wouldn't come out. That's when the police walked up to the door. One of them walked up to the door, tried to talk to him, get him to come out, and he wouldn't. And then the other one, I guess, wouldn't ran his name. They found out he had a warrant. That's when things escalated.
Guerra says his son only had a misdemeanor warrant.
And I can understand if it was a felony warrant or a wanted fugitive or something, but a felony, I mean, a misdemeanor warrant, it cost him his life? That's not right.
According to the police report, the officers tried to apprehend Guerra Jr., tasing him multiple times, finally cuffing him in the front yard. The report also states his mom told police Guerra Jr. was high on meth. Guerra says the officers could have taken other measures.
Instead of tasing him so much. I mean, once they had him on the ground, they already got him, right? But they cuffed him and still injected him.
The police report also indicates the suspect was unresponsive once handcuffed.
I don't know what caused it. I mean, I don't know because I'm not a medical examiner, but I know that he died here at the house. They might have declared him dead at the hospital, but he died here at the house.
Guerra says he and his wife went to the police department to give statements and knew something was wrong with their son.
I asked him for an update twice, and I didn't get it. After we're done with the statement, we walked out to the lobby, and then they come back and get us, take us to the room. That's when they told us he had passed away.
Guerra says the grieving process hasn't been easy. His family wants accountability.
And I'm not out trying to get money. I just want justice for my son, because I don't want another parent to go through what we're going through. I mean, we love our kids. to bring him into the road to raise him. To see him die like that, that's not right. I know police have to do their job, but I think they could have taken different measures.
Guerra says the medical examiner has finalized the autopsy, but his family is yet to be told the cause of death. Guerra says they also haven't heard from LPD since Friday's incident. The family is struggling to raise the money needed to bury Guerra Jr. If you'd like to help with the funeral expenses, we have a link to the GoFundMe page in the Fox 34 News app. With senior photojournalist Andrew Wood, Marcos Ortiz, Fox 34 News at 9.